From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hey, I'm Gary Edelman.
Hi, this is Wayne Motz.
Hi, I'm Joey, Sir AC, and you're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
And that's the coolest.
And that's the coolest.
Hi, this is Caroline Janey, and you are live on Addressing Gettysburg.
I love this podcast.
The mayor was there.
You're listening to Gettysburg Today.
Wife know about that. Oh, wow. Oh, my God!
No. Did you say Abe Lincoln?
Well, let's talk about big bulls then.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to you, Bethany.
Hello.
Oh, sorry.
Unmute me.
How are you doing, Beth?
I'm great.
You see, you need cheering up, you said?
I do.
Why?
I just had a day.
Oh.
I'm still not feeling 100%.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I feel 99.8%.
You sound much better.
Yeah, but this is still, I mean, when I was coughing, it was like every time I coughed, razor blades skimmed across my throat. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So,
So now you're healing from all your little cuts.
I'm healing from all my cuts. Death by 1,000 cuts.
I think that's what George Washington died of.
It is. That's what I heard. Welcome to all of you in the audience. It is Thursday, our regular day. This is our first show forever, sans Colby.
Da, da, da.
But in the back, in his place, is our friend Court Nicker. Hello, Court.
Hey, let me switch.
Are you nervous?
Hey, yeah.
Very
course,
nervous.
yeah,
There's a lot of pressure.
Dozens
of people watch.
Yeah, and at least 2 or 3 are entertained.
Yeah, at least. And so
I'm constantly entertained by us.
Well, that's the sad part, is we're the most entertained by ourselves.
I know. I don't think that's sad. I think that's good that we're entertained by ourselves, because then it would mean we were jaded and we shouldn't be doing it anymore.
Exactly. But Colby, now did you...
What?
No, I'm saying Colby has some big shoes to fill.
What size were they?
They were size 8.5s.
Oh, I'm an 11.
They're big for a child, small for a man.
Yeah. I understand that.
And
I understand.
so he, but still, I mean, you gotta be goofy with me, okay? Can you do that, Court?
He jump scared me downstairs.
I did. And I
What do you
told her
mean?
not to be nervous because she's done this before.
When he answered
Mike
the door,
Lentz
he
just
jumped out.
just donated $1.99, and he said, "I'm mildly amused." Hey, thank you, Mike. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, Court, no pressure. You be Court, and we'll have fun with Court. You don't be Colby. That Colby was Colby. You be Courtney, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Who is she though? Who is she? Courtney.
Did you get teased a lot as a kid with that name?
Relentlessly.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sorry.
But I was named after a guy.
Who?
Courtney Burton.
Of course, Richard Burton's brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was the one who did it.
The less famous Burton.
Yep.
And what did Courtney Burton do?
He was Richard Burton's brother.
Mm-hmm. He did Richard II.
He was yeah. Yeah.
The lesser known Richard.
That was actually really good. Oh, who doesn't love a good Shakespeare joke? Let me give you one.
Oh, go ahead. Okay,
No,
that wasn't
I
quick
don't
enough.
have
That
one.
wasn't
No.
quick enough.
I already did the Canker Blossom one.
Did you know Bethany means house of figs?
I did indeed.
Basta!
Shut up. You love me.
Basta!
You lump of foul deformity.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
That's what Cindy called me this morning.
You are highly fed and lowly taught.
That's also what she said. No, she didn't say that. She's very nice to me.
She is nice to you, and
It
I don't
is.
know why.
I don't either. I don't either, but I like it. So anyway, we've got also a full house. Corey, you brought some people with you. Why don't you introduce them in the back there so that their families can be watching at home and go, oh, look, there they are on TV.
Got a couple of very special guests here. When I was 10, this guy
10.
right here behind me in the Gettysburg sweatshirt, he brought me here to Gettysburg when he was my 5th grade teacher.
Really?
Dun, dun, dun.
My 5th grade teacher. And that's his daughter. Where am I going?
There, other way. There you go. You got it.
That's his daughter, Katie.
All right. Hi, Katie. And your 5th grade teacher, does he have a name? Or
That's Mr. Holt.
Mr. Holt. Mr. Holt and Katie. There you go. Well, welcome to the show.
Mr. Holt.
I hope you enjoy it. I hope we don't scare you away.
Mr. Holt, do you find it weird that even after how many years he still calls you Mr. Holt?
No. If you would have known him when he was 10, 11, you would understand why. That
Okay.
fear and just pounded into his skull
Gotcha.
to me with that moniker forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird when you meet a teacher in adult life and you're like calling them by their first name.
Yeah, I never really could get into that. It's also weird when you see your teacher at the supermarket. Like when you're in
like
school.
they're real people?
Yeah, like they're real people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or you find out they have a spouse.
Yeah.
Or kids.
Or that they wear jeans.
Right. It's very strange to know them as real people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a great 5th grade teacher too, and she was really into history as well and brought us here to Gettysburg, Mrs. Gatesman. And I remember she always wore plaid dresses. Everything was plaid. And the first time I saw her wearing jeans, I almost wrecked my car.
Really?
I was like, oh my God, they let her out. She's not just sitting in the classroom.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. They let her out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you get out of there?
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I need to eat. So I'm at the grocery store, you know. And it's very weird. I remember, like, you know, we would bump into one and like I'd be like, oh, there's Mrs. Lee. And then my mom, and then we'd say hi, but, you know, mom, okay, don't bother, you know, like.
Yeah.
Almost like they're celebrities.
Yeah. Now, you had all nuns, though, right?
No.
Okay.
Did you?
No.
We had one nun teacher. And then we had like an auxiliary nun.
Ooh, we had an auxiliary nun.
Or two. We had 2 auxiliary nuns. One played the piano or organ during singing practice, and the other one.
There's always one.
The other one was the substitute if someone called out that morning and they didn't have anybody. And she had to be 90 at that. I mean, she was just this shriveled up little old lady, white hair, white eyebrows. Mm-hmm. And she'd sit there and with her thumb and middle finger massage her inner nostrils, the inside of her nostrils. And we were all like, and then she would like, you know, here, give me that paper, you know.
After she just touched her nose.
After she just touched her nose. And we were all like, ugh.
Maybe she put like mint or something on her finger and like you all smelled bad.
I think she was trying to discreetly pull out a nose hair.
Or that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, have you ever been in a classroom with a bunch of like 8th grade boys?
I have half of my class was 8th grade boys.
But like as an adult?
Oh, no.
You're not supposed to do that as an adult.
So, it is an experience that only teachers can probably say, because it's right before they've started wearing deodorant. And so everything smells like BO and hot breath.
Ugh.
And it just wafts out of them.
Yeah. Oh,
and
God.
you can't.
That's embarrassing.
It's a smell unlike any other smell I have ever come across in my life. And occasionally.
Well, then I'm glad I've never been in a room full of 8th graders.
You know, at work with the Children's Museum downstairs, it'll waft up the steps.
Really?
If we have a school group in.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, and you just know
or
that they've been in there.
I can imagine being like one of the guides stuck on the bus with them.
Oh my God.
That's
just murder me.
Yeah.
It is a smell unlike any other.
I'm not aware of that.
Mr. Holt, back me up.
He's definitely not arguing.
Yeah, he's nodding his head.
Yeah.
I think if we could bottle that aroma, it would not sell very well.
As the one that teaches 8th grade in the room, yes, I can attest.
Ah.
I'm one of Scentsi's strongest clients because of that. Very nice.
If we could bottle it, we could sell it to the army for biological warfare. Or chemical
100%.
Yeah.
Probably. Rodent repellent.
Well, rodent repellent, that would work too.
Yeah. When I did my student teaching, there was a day. It was like marked on the calendar as a specific day that the health teacher would come in and talk to the boys about wearing deodorant and about how to do it and where to buy it and how often you should apply and all that kind of stuff.
Oh. Maybe you should just write a letter home to the parents. Because the parents are the ones who should buy that, right?
Well, the parents should buy it, but then the kids need to know that they should apply it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that it is an issue.
That is. I'm trying to remember back at that age I remember I had deodorant. I don't know if I applied it all the time.
Were you the kid though that grew a beard like way early, like grew a mustache way early?
No, because it looked thin in the beginning.
Okay.
So
I remember your long hair picture, but I didn't remember if you had facial hair.
Well, by that point, it started growing, and that was the senior year of high school. So by that point, yes, I did.
Okay.
But I don't think I started growing facial hair till senior year of high school.
I feel like when I was in high school, you got made fun of if you had facial hair.
If it was that scraggly looking facial hair, you did, yeah. But if you could grow well, first of all, a mustache looks weird on most people. There's very few who could pull off a mustache.
Just a plain mustache.
Just a plain old mustache.
My dad has a plain mustache.
Yeah, my dad has a plain mustache too. And he's always, so I don't even know what he looks like without it. I've seen pictures of him when he was younger without it. I'm like, who's that? You know, it's like when Homer Simpson shaves. It's just this weird, like, tiny little, like, pursed lip look.
The more you talk about your parents, the more I want to meet them so badly. I really, really do. I want to sit down with them.
They're actually very normal. I just kind of make characters out of them.
I guarantee that they're normal. But like at the same time, I have a feeling we would sit there. We'd probably go out for dinner because that's what we do. And I would sit there the whole time like this.
Yeah, right. Just waiting for them to act the way I portray them, but they don't really.
Like just wait. Like
my mom more than my dad. I think my mom is a little more animated than my dad. My dad's more
serious.
Yeah, you know.
But he was a business owner, so he had to be serious.
So he had the fun beaten out of him. That's what business does. Beats the fun
out of you.
Because it's a 24/7 thing. You dream about it. It's constantly worrying you. It's constantly on your mind. You always feel like you should be doing something when you're doing something else, and something for business. It just it never ends. Or at least that's the way he and I deal with it. No, it's not fun. Ulcers, balding, gray. I looked at a video from like 2 years ago, and I had aged 10 years in 2 years. I'm like, what am I, the president of the United States? Like, this is horrible.
You have not aged 2 years.
I swear to God.
You're not the president.
Definitely not.
It's pretty bad, the amount of aging I've done in 6 years. Anyway, so 6 questions is still out. He left Debbie to work alone out there at the apple crushing factory or whatever they do there. So she says to say thank you, Mike. What's that?
It's basically what we do.
Yeah.
Apples to make applesauce.
Yeah.
Hey, let's give a shout out to Grant at 5:40 p.m. He said, "Hey everyone, it's already much better with Court instead of Colby."
Oh, he's such a troublemaker.
No, that's that's good.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Grant.
And I have to tell you, last night we had a Zoom with what I call it a council of war with our patrons. And I was supposed to be Sunday night, but I had to reschedule it because of the flu. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. I thought it went very well. What did you think of it, Colt? Did you Court? Yeah, it was there. You were there. You were there.
I was here.
What did you think of it?
I think it went really well. In all seriousness, there's a really cool community that surrounds this whole enterprise.
There is.
And they had a lot of great ideas. They were very supportive. And I think the growth that's going to take place is going to bring this stuff to all sorts of new people.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Now tell me what happened. You have to
Well, I
What am I going to be doing now?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Same. Everything stays the same for you.
Okay, good.
No,
I can't take much more.
I basically told them what we need to do in order to stay viable in the market
For the whole AG
for the
today
history
or the
stuff.
whole the history
for the history
stuff.
stuff.
Okay.
And I said, here's what we need to do. Here are some of the ideas that we have that we want to work on this year. We have a small window of opportunity to do these things because it needs to be nice outside, as most of them take place outdoors. The problem is to keep up with the release schedule on Patreon, which is one show a week. I have to record I'll give you an example. Next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to record 6 shows. Jesus. One of them is not a Patreon show. So all the rest of those, 5 Patreon shows next week. That's if nobody cancels or has to reschedule or anything like that. So that takes up a lot of my time. So it's morning and afternoon recording sessions. So those days I can't do anything else. Okay. Because, to do a show, it's kind of exhausting. So after that, the last thing I'm going to do is sit and try to edit or write or anything because I'm tapped.
I don't think you could edit it immediately afterward.
Not the show, like something else, like a video, for example.
Okay.
So I realized, if I'm going to kind of grow the show, I have to temporarily pull back on what we're doing now. And that's only because, yes, Court's back there. Court's going to help me with it. Mikey B's assisting with it. But at the end of the day, it still falls on my shoulders to do it. So until we can hire people to do, I could delegate editing to this guy and hire this guy to do camera. We're going to have to do it all ourselves. Yeah. And so I need time. I need money, but time is the first thing that'll be easier to get. So that's what I told him. I was like, if we're going to go this way, I'm going to have to pull back maybe till August, September, who knows, maybe even December. I'm not even sure for how long, but I have to kind of pull back a little bit. We'll still release stuff and I'll still record stuff, but if I keep up with the 4 a month, then I'm going to run through my backlog
in no
faster.
time, yeah.
Right. So I want to try to preserve that as much as I can.
Makes
and
sense.
give myself more time. And but so I basically wanted to know. I said 2 things. I said there's 2 things I want to know. One, if I do that, do I lose your support entirely? Or do you lower your pledge amount every month? Because that's the bulk of my and the show's income. So everything, and I also have to float the government on it. So everything comes out of that. And if it's greatly minimized or goes away, well then I'm not going to do anything new because I can't afford to not do it.
You can't rob Peter to pay Paul.
Correct. So, to my surprise, everybody that spoke up at least said that though they like the content we do at Patreon, and I was very pleasantly surprised to find that the few Revolutionary War episodes that we did with Ken Gavin recently are really quite popular among the people that were there. They were really enjoying that. And so anyway, they said, if you got to do it, you got to do it. They're basically the consensus seemed to be that they support what we're doing. And, although one guy was like, as long as it's temporary, because I do like the 4 episodes a month. And I go, it will be temporary, but I can't tell you how long that temporary is. So if you are a patron and you missed the Zoom last night, it's I posted the recording of it today so you can go and hear the whole conversation with everybody. I did hear from one person who was there, and he said, I wasn't sure if, not being praiseworthy would be good, so I'll write it to you instead. And he was basically like, at first I kind of thought you had lost the plot a little bit by doing all these changes. And he goes, but on the other hand, the way I was thinking was, I paid for the year, and when the year was up, if things didn't change, I would probably cancel. Yeah. And I said, okay, so you made my point for me, which is that we have to change. We've got to innovate. You can't stay the same forever and expect the same results. So, yeah, but I mean, other than that, I we'll see. I'll see what the comments are as more people watch and everything like that. But anyway, so I was pleasantly surprised by it. I thought the whole thing would blow up in my face and everybody would tell me to go F myself. So it was, I thought it was good. And yeah, so thank you everybody for participating in that and giving us your 2 cents. Grant, of course, was an unbearable a-hole during the whole time. He's the only person who didn't mute his microphone. So I'll say something and then you hear him, laughing or whatever. No, I tease Grant, but he was actually very helpful. And there were a few moments where he was serious. So
what?
Yeah. You'll have
Is that
to
even
listen.
possible?
You'll have to listen to it and just hear what that sounds like.
I will say though, Matt, and I've said this to you before, both on air and off air, I think you underestimate the community that you have created here.
I underestimate my luck, is what it is.
Because I think
they're all good people, and I know that. But I mean, how long can they be good before they get sick of me?
But you're not the type of person to rest on that. And I think people understand that about you and get that off the vibe right away. Like they know that you're not going to be that type of person that's going to be like, you know what? Now I've got you paying me for this and being a Patreon member. And so I'm just going to be like over here resting for a while. Yeah. Like they know how much effort you put into it. I don't make that much
to rest. I put effort into it because I need to get that FU money.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We could do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And that FU money isn't so that I can rest on my laurels. The FU money is so that I could do more of what I want.
Some of it's for resting.
Well,
like I will never.
See, I guess I'm supposed to do that, aren't I?
You are supposed to rest. Yeah.
I'll never experience another winter in my life when I get FU money.
Oh, well, that's what I keep saying to Cindy. I was like, Cindy, you're going to have to put up with not seeing me for a while because I got to work harder so that I could earn more money and we can get a house somewhere warm because I can't do this winter shit anymore.
No.
Oh my God.
I don't know how you like it.
You are whining so much.
It's not whining. It is what it is. I mean, who likes this?
Today
Cindy.
was sad.
Today was a sad day.
Yeah.
I loved
a sad day. What did you love about it?
There's just something so cozy about a good
It's
meal.
not cozy.
Okay.
Well, turn the air conditioner on in July and that's cozy.
Cindy, I will tell you this. If Matt starts working more frequently and you're like, come on now, I have nothing to do. I can tell you where I live and all you have to do is walk in the door and you could just come hang out.
He works a lot right now as it is. So.
Well, come on over. If the door is open, we're home.
I don't work anything near what I need to be doing though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's good. I mean, like the beauty of having the flu was I finally did get some rest. I got 5 days of rest, which I needed.
I do worry about you. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, look, there's plenty of time to rest when you're dead. Right, guys?
Oh, dear Lord.
Right, guys? Anyway. All right, so what have we got today? Well, this time of year, when we have this guest on, my mood improves.
Yes.
And it's right around the time where we're about to change our clocks again, and it's light by 6 o'clock still, or now. And, there's all these things that come into place, but the final thing that needs to come into place to let me know that spring is on its way is when our next guest comes on. I think this is his 3rd year in a row, maybe. I know he started coming on over in the shed, and he's been coming ever since, and it's to talk about the Adams County Farmers Market. He is a favorite guest of many people. They find him to be very enjoyable, funny guy, nice guy, lovable guy.
Lovable guy.
And his name is Reza, and he is from the Adams County Farmers Market, and we're going to talk about what they've got coming up this year, which I think will be a lot of fun. And anything you want to add about Reza before we go to the break?
I have never seen a person I've never seen him not smiling.
Always smiling. Happy guy. You'll see it in a moment right after these words.
We'll be right back. But will we? Stick around and find out.
The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent his life collecting and preserving history through artifacts ranging from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, World War II, presidential items, pop culture, and more. His museum is free and open to visitors Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 5 p.m., where you can stop by and immerse yourself in some of the most amazing artifacts that you would never believe exist in the middle of Gettysburg. If you're a fan of Band of Brothers and Everything Easy Company, you'll love his exhibit featuring the Dick Winters collection and artifacts from D-Day. You can even own your own piece of history by buying one of the many relics they have for sale in the museum and on the website gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. The Gettysburg Museum of History is a non-profit 501c3 organization with a foundation that allows all purchases and donations to keep the museum operating and open free of charge. They have been featured on the History Channel, the Travel Channel, the Smithsonian Channel, and the Science Channel. Now you can check them out on American Artifact, the series on the YouTube channel, The History Underground. So that's the Gettysburg Museum of History at 219 Baltimore Street or the gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com.
If this show has done anything for you in a positive or negative way, would you like and subscribe and share? You may hate it, but someone else might like it. Welcome back to AG Today.
Okay. I had to pick a funky song
Yeah, this is a good one.
because our guest's hair is pretty funky. Reza, how the hell are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great, Matt.
It is great to see you back on the show.
And thanks for that glowing introduction, man. Oh, man.
I wouldn't have said it if I didn't mean it.
Well, I appreciate
I'll tell you that. You are a gentleman and a scholar. You know, I bump into you around town, and usually at Gettysburg Baking Company, and it always brightens my day.
Oh.
You know, we always have a nice conversation.
Likewise.
Now, let me ask you something. Did you and Court, did you guys coordinate wearing the same shirt today?
Yeah, we planned it ahead of time.
Did you?
Yeah, we're like best friends behind the scenes.
Let's see. There's Reza. Let's go to Court's picture now. Let's go. Oh, look at that. You guys have the same shirt, basically.
Who doesn't love a good plaid?
Yeah, exactly.
Same hair, too.
Same hair. Yeah. Anyway, so you, how have you been?
I've been good. It's a busy time. You wouldn't think it's busy, but planning never stops for the farmers market. As soon as one season ends, next one starts.
Right. It's a year long
up
thing.
here, up here.
Yeah. You, when does it start this year?
Opening day is April 26th.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Very exciting.
And is it same place? Where is it?
Gettysburg Rec Park. Same general layout. The vendors will be in that main parking lot area. Yeah, same.
What can we look forward to? Anything new this year that maybe?
Yes. I mean, it looks like our vendor lineup is going to be pretty heavily expanded. Every year we try to add more, but this year looks surprisingly hefty. Yeah.
So I mean, that's a testament to the good job that you do.
We try.
So give me some examples. What are you bringing in?
Well, we have at least 3 new growers coming in with different fruits and vegetables, fruits, produce, leafy greens. A couple new vendors from Maryland. Interesting. It's nice that we're getting some traction in Maryland, and they're willing to come across the Mason-Dixon to bring their products to Gettysburg. We have a
you've had Maryland vendors before?
We have a few, but more and more every year.
Good.
Deer Run Farm is from Emmitsburg, and then Daddy Boy Bake Shop is from Frederick.
Okay.
But now we have a couple more coming.
And do me a favor.
Sure.
Scooch over this way so your girlfriend can see your face. Okay,
how'd you know? Yeah.
Because the mic was you were kind of hiding behind the mic. So you've got these new vendors coming. How about musicians? You're still doing live music?
Oh, yeah. We have it pretty much booked out. We've got Becca Foster's coming back.
Good.
Jeff Colby, a great guy. Who else?
Who's that band that I really liked? I had the kid on. Javier was his name.
Yes. That is a Heads or Tails Experience.
Yeah, I really like them.
They have ascended beyond them. I'm so glad that we could be a stepping stone for them, but they are like actually a band now. Like they book out like really big venues, and they have
for them.
Good.
We knew them when.
We knew them when.
Right. In fact, I will give a quick shout out. They're actually planning, not Hobby, but Diego, maybe Hobby too. Anyway, Diego is planning a music festival at the Rec Park right after the farmers market on, I hope I'm not getting this date wrong, May 22nd.
Okay.
If it, nope. Okay. There
May
it is.
24th.
May 24th.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy.
Yeah.
What a great
I'm
partner.
telling you.
Yeah.
She's my brain. Because she remembers all the shit that allegedly I'm told this stuff.
The best part is I'm usually there when you are told it, and yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember it though.
I love you, but that's true.
So what? So they're just doing really well, is what you're saying?
Yeah, they're doing.
Yeah.
They've.
I have to have him back on.
You should. And I'm honestly, they're really, as far as local musicians go, I feel like they have gotten to a level where you could almost say like they're professional, full-time musicians.
Well, you know what they have besides the talent? They've got charisma.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what people love to. If you can mix that with talent, you've got a winning deal. Yes, Cindy.
You know that they just won the best funk band at the, what is it called? The Music Awards, the Central Pennsylvania Music Awards.
Yeah,
last
Central Pennsylvania
night.
Music Awards.
That's cool.
Oh, all right. Really? I didn't know we had Central
I didn't know we
Pennsylvania Music Awards. That's great.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah,
That's
get them
amazing.
on. Yeah,
I will get them on. I will get them on. Cindy, you're still in touch with him, right?
Yeah, I already reached out to him.
See, look at that.
She's wonderful.
Way ahead of
That's
the game.
Cindy. I
All right.
love her.
So, what else are you looking forward to about? Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to this year?
I mean, every year. So I will say this. I want your viewers at home to know, people come to Gettysburg a lot for the history, which is a huge component of the attraction of the town. But when they get here, they might not know that we have a farmers market, yes, but we have one of the best farmers markets in the region.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is really head and shoulders above many other counties.
I'll agree with you on that.
Thank you, Matt, of course.
And I've always told that's why we had you on in the first place, was because even years ago, when it wasn't even what it is today, I was like, this is pretty good. Like, it's a good variety of things, and it's delicious. And like there was an atmosphere to the place, which I really like. So that's why I kept saying, like, I was like, well, at first I was like, well, why would I have them come on the show when the people who listen to the show and visit want to do history and all that stuff? But then I was like, no. We have a lot more to offer in Gettysburg than history.
Exactly.
And just because you're here for the history, that's good. But you should see the other things that we've got going on.
Right.
And who doesn't need an apple on a Saturday morning? Before you go on the battlefield, go get some apples, get some cherries. That's what I used to like to do. We'd have to get out of the car tour. I'd go and I'd get a big bag of cherries and I'd put them in my pocket. And as we're going, I just,
There's a couple vendors there too that do meat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they have like different things they're trying, and you can get samples.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you're talking
good.
like jerky or?
No, like the
Like they
one
grow
place had
meat?
no. Like they've done a different kind of cut, or they've done a different kind of marinade or something like that, and they want to show you and let you taste it. And I mean, that's the reason mostly I go is because you can pretty much get a full meal from things people are giving out. So,
But
it's
it is
worth it.
And the other thing I like about it is that it's the same people every time, and you get to know each other. And you, oh, hey, how you doing? How's your week been? There's that whole vibe going there.
Yeah.
But like you're pointing out, you could have a whole meal. You got donuts. Bantam Roaster shows up and does the coffee. I remember smelling popcorn at one point last year. What else is there that
I think there was an ice cream place once.
Ice cream place. They're coming back this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple different ice cream people.
ice cream? Really, 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 really work goes into it between seasons. I'm imagining like you probably start off at the end of the season, you're kind of just taking a breather, and then you start thinking, what do I want to do next year?
Right.
I'm sure you get ideas during the season.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the process of planning a season. for the farmers market?
That's a good question. So yeah, once the one season ends, then it really is a process for at least a little bit of looking back at the data. We collect a lot of data to see vendor sales, different program redemption, foot traffic counts, even what the weather was like on certain days and how much that impacts us. And then also we have a couple really stellar, awesome events, like special events that are built off onto the farmers market. And so to look at those and see what the impact was.
Like what? What do you mean?
Oh, well, we had one really fun new one last year that we're going to do again this year was the Zucchini Grand Prix, which was basically a pine box derby style event.
Yeah.
So the kids could like carve
Make a car out of zucchini?
Make a car out of a zucchini. And then one of our vendors built a big track and they would race them down the track.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun. And actually we had Javi was the
MC?
MC, like NASCAR announcer.
Oh, he would be great at
He
that.
was so funny. It was such a fun time.
Oh, that's good.
And so we're going to do that again. I already have him booked for this year as well.
That's great.
We also have a fairy festival, which is free to attend. And that was a big hit.
I remember that last year.
Yeah.
I remember you asked me to leave because I didn't look good in the tutu, but
You had a young entrepreneur thing?
Yeah, we had the Young Entrepreneurs Day, and that's when kids come and set up as vendors and sell their own little crafts and creations.
That was really cool.
There was a kid a few years. You've been doing that a few years, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
There was a kid a few years ago who made like fountain pens out of wood.
Mm-hmm.
And,
cool.
And I bought one, and it was really nice.
And you need a refill.
I do.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I do. And
Yeah,
I keep forgetting to get a hold of him because I can't remember who he was, but I keep... Did I ask you?
Yeah, I'll send you his contact information.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because I don't know what brand refills that I need for that.
I'll get you hooked up with the refills. Don't worry.
Thank you. Because it was a nice pen.
Yeah.
Beautiful pen.
Now,
Really talented. Like, I'm jealous. I'm just jealous.
there were two things about the farmer's market that because I told Mark, my husband Mark, who does nothing unless I badger him into it. I badgered him into going the first weekend you were open. And then
It's
after
always
that,
like a guilt trip.
yeah, it's
Like,
the worst.
here's one of them.
There's a Native American man with a tear coming down because of you.
That's one of the things she says. Remember the old commercial? The guy crying?
He was actually Italian, but anyway.
Yes, he was.
So, but then after that, he would wake me up to go to the farmer's market. We went every weekend.
You turned him into a farmer's market fanatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when I told him that you were going to be on tonight, he said, have him talk about, and Mark never does this, so this is a big deal. He said the two things that he was most impressed with the things you did for kids, that there was the thing if you come every week.
Yes.
And then the tokens, because he said a lot of people don't realize that if you don't have cash or if you need cash that you can get.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about those two?
Sure. Oh man. Yeah. So we have a lot of different things that we try to enhance or add different programming for kids, educational programming or just entertainment. There's so many things I could say, but the baseline goal is that we want to foster positive associations with the next generation, with going to the market and with healthy eating. We want kids to show up to the market and be like, wow, this is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun here.
Yeah, good.
And in fact, we have, what's funny is that we have some, this is true. You said your partner's name is Mark. We have kids who love the market so much that they're waking their parents up and saying, it's Saturday, it's time to go to the market,
It was the highlight of my week. Like, I would look forward to Saturday morning and getting up early and getting there at like 8 o'clock.
We even went in the rain. That's saying something for the Yingling family. Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
I know it's not easy.
I know.
But the other thing is, and I've said this before, but when you eat fruits and vegetables from the grocery store, and if that's all you've ever had, you don't realize what a strawberry actually is supposed to taste like, or what snozberry is actually supposed to taste like. And when I remember going to the farmer's market and I got, strawberries and peaches and cherries and all that stuff. And every single one of them tasted like the artificial flavor. And that made me realize how good they were with the artificial flavors at mimicking what a real strawberry or a real peach tastes like. And I never understood, like, why does the artificially flavored peach taste nothing like a real peach? A real peach is kind of bitter. It's not bitter, but sour. You know, well, it's because it's from a grocery store.
Right.
But you get it that's grown on a farm.
Right.
Locally. I'll
Never
tell you,
frozen.
like and it's easy to eat. I get in the habit of eating fruits and vegetables when I go to the farmer's market because it's like it's good. It actually tastes good, and for that season, I feel healthy, which is why I wish you would find a way to do it indoors during the winter.
In the long term, it's Cindy over there. In the long term, it is one of our goals. You know, also in the off season, you're asking about what planning looks like. Well, part of the planning is looking really far ahead and using the off season as downtime to start planning. What's our 5-year plan? What's our 10-year plan to really grow the market?
Yeah,
and start adding those types of components. You know, we would love to see that happen in the future.
Yeah. Now, to go back to something I had said, the tokens.
Yes. So there's a lot I could say. I will say this. What I love about the market, our market, what we do really well is that we've created this really unique and special and compelling microeconomy of different tokens and vouchers. I mean, certainly you can come and use cash, and most vendors will take credit cards. So that's always going to be the case. You can certainly use cash with any vendor. But below the surface, we've created a bunch of different incentive programs, one of which is just simply if a vendor doesn't take credit card and all you have is a credit card, you can get special little tokens to help make that help connect those two dots, kind of.
Right.
And so it helps increase accessibility, and it helps the vendors too. They don't have to have the POS system, and we can sort of do that for them, and it makes it more convenient for shoppers. But we also do tokens for food stamps, so we accept food stamps at our market, and we double it. So if you have food stamps, then you can get your benefits doubled, which means that lower income families have better access to the products of the farmer's market. And then we have a lot of other stuff too. I mean, we're crazy with the vouchers and tokens.
Now, if you are like me and you end the season with a pocket full of tokens you haven't spent yet, do they transfer from year to year?
Yeah, they don't expire. Don't lose them. That's the most.
Well, I've already lost them.
Oh, darn.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, good. And don't put them through the wash too. Sometimes they go through the wash.
Yeah.
But you just come to me. We'll exchange them out for some fresh ones.
No, I haven't watched them. They're sitting. I think they're in my desk drawer or my table drawer. Okay, so that's good to know though, because sometimes people don't let things carry over from year to year, and so
we never leave you hanging, Matt.
Yeah, good. I appreciate that.
And it's also just not produce. There's other stuff there as well. There's people with crafts. One time there was, I think it was a local library that was giving out free books to kids.
We had the Adams County Library System come, and they come every month and do like a little book giveaway.
Yeah, Ezra loved that.
Yeah, exactly. See, again, it's all about positive associations, especially with kids, so that they have a fun time and they want to come back to the market and they want to eat healthy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, when it's that delicious, it's easier to eat healthy.
Oh my God.
And there's so much. That's the other thing too, is like so like if I go to the produce aisle at the grocery store and I see, chard or shard or whatever the hell it is, right? I don't know what the hell to do with that. I don't know what that is. Or some other kind of weird root or whatever. Like, I don't know what that is, but I'm curious. Parsnips. Yeah. What the hell is that? But if I see it at somebody's tent at the farmer's market, I can go, so what is this?
Right.
Like, what do you do with it?
Right.
And they're very happy to help you. They're very happy to tell you, what there is. Scott, I think his name is Scott, and
Blythe.
Yes. Are they going to be back this year?
Oh, yeah. Scott is actually, shout out to Scott. He is actually the chairperson of the farmer's market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's on our board.
Very good.
So he has no choice between.
That's a good. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're very helpful too, because I didn't know that there's some weeds that you could eat.
Oh yeah, dandelion.
Yeah, dandelion, and they'd have bags of it, and they're like, oh yeah, that's dandelion. I'm like, what? And I'm like, I didn't know you could eat that. And I'm like, yeah. And so I got a bag of it, and I made a salad at home, and I was like, damn, this is better than lettuce. Lettuce is like the least interesting of all the leafy greens that you could have in a salad. So, but I learned that from the farmer's market. There's no way to learn that at a grocery store.
Right.
So that's one of the people. You can talk to people, and you ask somebody at the grocery store, what is this? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'll just put it on the shelf.
Right.
Like they don't know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Just some kid,
just
or
some
whatever.
Kids, like in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
But typically the people who grew it know how to use it.
I would hope
you
so.
would hope.
And there are vendors with eggs.
Oh,
in
yeah.
this
Yes.
current climate, there are vendors with eggs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're good eggs.
And they're cheaper.
And they're much
at this
cheaper.
point.
And they're good.
And they're good.
Very good.
Shout out
they're
to Weikert's
richer.
Egg Farm.
Yes.
They do have a brick and mortar store, so if you're looking for
Yeah.
some cheap eggs in Adams County,
Yeah, they're
You know,
wonderful.
I feel bad for Weiker's because that detour must be throwing off their business
a little bit.
Yeah,
But I think they're staying strong.
Good,
especially
good.
in this egg economy.
People will find a way to
will
get there.
find them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Egg, but they also have meats too.
Oh yeah,
you
good
know,
stuff.
good meats.
Mhm.
So also she, that was. I asked her. I go, "What's the difference between a T-bone and a porterhouse? They look the same to me." And she's like, "Oh, well, the porterhouse has more of the fillet part." And I was like, "What do you mean, like filet mignon?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's on this?" And she goes, "Yeah, like this is that part there." And I was like, "Well, damn it, I'm just gonna keep getting porterhouses instead of paying extra for a filet mignon."
Just cut it out.
Yeah, that's the only reason you pay for a filet mignon is because somebody had to cut it out. So now you get a porterhouse.
And you learned something.
I learned something. I said, I did not know that.
And they do beef bacon too.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We tried the beef bacon. They have regular pork bacon.
Can we just get some food?
I know.
So, do you feel like every year when you are halfway through the season, let's say, are you looking at it like, thank God it's over or almost over? Or are you still jazzed?
That's a great question. It does vary week to week, but typically I'm jazzed. I mean, I gotta say I'm very blessed and pleased to have a really awesome job. Working with the farmers market is really awesome. It's very fulfilling. I actually look forward to being there every Saturday. The vendors are really great to work with. We have a great team. No one really makes any problems, and everyone's in it together. And even on rainy days, they come in and they have a positive attitude. I mean, some days are hard and it's like hot or it's raining, but typically I'm pretty jazzed.
Yeah. I've never seen you not smiling. It's kind of almost like I don't know what I would do.
If you walked into a room, you saw Reza and he wasn't
sad,
smiling, you'd
I
be
would
like,
know there's something serious
like
happened.
who died?
Yeah,
Or
like what happened?
Who got nuked?
Right.
Like what happened?
What happened
who
at the
do I
farmer's
have to
market?
beat
Yeah.
up?
Right.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And Reza, this is something that you're going to have to do until you get old and gray and retire. You can't.
Yeah, you can't
ever
leave.
leave. You can't.
Well, I don't see myself leaving, so.
Well, I'm telling you, you can't.
I want to leave the market better than I found it, I guess. So that's the main goal.
Well, you certainly are making it better than when I started going, and it was all with you. I'm not knocking anybody else. It was all with you. But every year it got better and better, and there was a new element that I was like, oh, that's a nice touch too. It is very much if you want to live in a place where there's you can get a sense of community, if you're into that stuff, then the farmers market is one of those places you can go and get that feeling. And that's what I like about it. It definitely feels like you live in a small farming community.
Yes.
Right.
And you know what? Kind of related, sort of a sidebar, but related to that, one thing I would say, especially for your listeners and viewers who don't live in Gettysburg, agriculture is part of the history too. So that's another attraction to the market, is to come and take part in the agricultural traditions that Adams County is known for, that even sort of predate the Civil War.
Yeah. Well,
I see a lot of out-of-towners at the farmers market. I've seen some of members. I've seen some listeners that I know don't live locally. So, I mean, I know it reaches out to people. Now, with the parking over at the hospital and all that kind of stuff, you do have enough, I hope. Do you feel you have enough parking for doing what you're doing?
Parking is always going to be a challenge. We are looking at new solutions and always trying to make it better and better. The trouble is that the more vendors we get, the more parking we lose.
Yeah.
But we are working on some creative solutions to make it better and increase parking. And it'll always be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll keep chipping away at it.
Yeah. And I thought it was neat that you could park over at the hospital.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Wellspan for allowing us to have that lease and use a little bit of their parking for our customers.
Yeah, that is a nice touch because it does fill up very quickly. And so that overflow there, because it's not only the parking lots at the rec park, but the road it gets full pretty quick. And then sometimes, I don't know if you do this all the time, but sometimes I've seen we've been able to park on the grass.
Yeah, once in a while. I'd like to look into that more, but I think also shout out to the rec park. The rec park has been a great, awesome partner and venue for the market. It's definitely grown since it was at the other location.
Yeah.
but they're also probably going to be adding some soccer fields, which is great. Also,
so is that I was going to ask you, but I wasn't sure if that was touchy or not. So if they add the soccer fields, is that going to cut into the space that you guys would have?
I don't think so. If anything, it'll just bring more soccer families and soccer kids to who want to buy a donut. It'll be a parking thing. There's going to be more people parking.
Sure.
But we'll find a way. We'll find a solution. And don't forget, there's a hidden parking lot on the
other
north
side.
the northwest side of the Weinbrenner parking lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
don't tell too many people.
Keep that quiet.
Yeah,
that's
keep
for
that
me.
quiet. That's where I park.
Yeah.
But I will say that is one of the nice things about having it at the rec park is that we usually we do a walk around the big, the one where you can do the different exercises, the stations.
Yeah.
And there's also a children's storybook walk,
Yep.
thanks to the Adams County Library System.
Yep.
So you can do those 2 walks and then go to the farmer's market, get what you need to get. You've exercised, you've gotten healthy food.
Unbelievable.
It's
What else could you ask for?
Literally nothing.
Music, and that's what you get at there's nothing that you go there first thing in the morning, and by the time you're done, you're like, I'm exhausted, and you look and it's not even noon.
Yeah.
And you've accomplished so much in your day just going to a farmer's market. Whoever thought that going to a farmer's market would be so fulfilling?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's more than food.
Yeah. For those of you that think he doesn't exist, you might meet Mark there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're going to like it. Like I say every year, you'll love it if you go. So if you're ever here on the weekends, don't forget it's 8 o'clock to 1?
That's right.
All right. I still think it should be 2, but okay.
You could tell that you're a veteran shopper.
Yes. It's 8 o'clock to 1. I love to get there as close to 8 as possible.
As close to 8 as possible.
I don't know why. It's because, on a nice day, I don't mind getting up and out early in the morning, right? It's nice in the morning.
And you get the best selection of the best produce when you're there early.
Yes, you do. Yeah. And everybody's in a good mood because it's first thing in the morning. And it's like,
you should go walking with us in the morning. We get there at 8. But we
that's
go
a good
for
idea,
a walk
Cindy.
first.
We could do that. We could do a morning walk and get our farmer's market stuff.
Yeah.
She looks thrilled. She's like, no, we're not doing that.
Corey, you got to get that back room rocking and rolling.
Come on, everybody.
Reacting back here.
Farming.
Oh, okay. All right. I leave that microphone open. I don't hear one chuckle.
And we're funny, gosh darn it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about me, but I know you guys are. So, okay. 8 o'clock in the morning starts. It opens April 26th, runs till October 25th. And it's every Saturday, rain or shine.
Rain or shine. We've only canceled one time in my 7 years.
Really? Yeah. Why? Just bad rain?
Bad rain.
Like
Hurricane
really super
Sandy.
duper bad.
And it was like my first year, so I was like, oh, I guess we should cancel. Now I realize, oh no. We're tougher than that.
Plants need water to grow.
Right. Exactly.
So you're just going to get fresher plants with all the rain.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to wash it when you get home. It's like already washed.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Who needs to wash it? All right. And do you have a website in case people want to go check it out, or do you take donations, anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, just Google Adams County Farmers Market. Our URL is kind of weird. It's like acfarmersmarkets.org. I've inherited. It's like just Google Adams County Farmers Market. We're the first thing that comes up. We have a new logo with a chicken with a top hat on.
Okay,
I'm looking that up now.
Please
like Lincoln,
Lincoln, and we're going to be
chicken Lincoln.
We're going to be doing a naming contest for the chicken soon. So be on the look out for. And the Adams County Farmers Market is a 501c3 charitable nonprofit organization. We only are able to subsist through donations. If you're able to make a donation, know that you're supporting access to fresh foods for lower income families and a great community space with all sorts of entertainment and.
You're supporting something that Bethany and Cindy and I and Mark and Ezra like to go to and have fun at.
And a lot of other people.
So thank you for that. Of course, a lot of other people.
It's a chicken.
Okay,
Can you really see it?
There you
He's a
go.
little
Oh, there
chicken.
you go. Yeah.
He's so cute.
It's adorable.
Start thinking of names. And
I think he
For the
looks like a
chicken?
Chester. Chester the chicken.
Chester the chicken. Someone said Link.
I was going to say something Lincoln, some pun on Lincoln, because he's got the top hat.
So
He's
much.
got the top hat.
Okay.
Well, hey, it's a contest.
I like
Send in your
Chester.
best.
Chester the chicken.
All right, well, we'll debate that later. Anyway, that is it. Are you going to join us for dinner, or do you have to go?
Join you for dinner? Well, I am kind of hungry, but
it'll be a little bit.
It's going to be another 4 hours.
We have to do the news.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We'll have fun.
Okay. Enjoy your dinner then.
Yeah.
We will come back. Thank you, Reza, for coming on again. It's good to see you as always. When we come back, we've got some news. We've got some listener emails. Trivia night has been rescheduled. We've got information on that and a whole lot more. So we'll be right back after these words once we get to the turnaround. And there we go. Now.
If you like this podcast and what we're doing here, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming interesting history podcasts here at Addressing Gettysburg. It really helps the channel, and it's completely free. That's the best thing. It's completely free. Please help us make our goal of 25,000 subscribers by Memorial Day. Thank you very much.
Want the freshest cup of coffee in Gettysburg? Then visit Bantam Roasters, formerly 82 Cafe at 82 Steinway Avenue. They roast all of their coffee in-house, and they have a full coffee bar to keep you caffeinated during your trip. Visit them at www.raggededgerc.com for their menu and shipping options for all of their freshly roasted coffee. Use promo code Hancock for 10% off your order in the cafe.
Enjoy historical stories on the History Fix platform. Explore movies, short films, and documentaries. Addressing Gettysburg podcast fans receive an extra $5 off the first year's annual subscription. Sign up at historyfix.com and use promo code Gettysburg. Every subscription includes a 7-day risk-free trial. Escape into history with History Fix.
This episode of Addressing Gettysburg is brought to you in part by me, audiobook narrator Mike Scott. Narrator of Savis Beattie's Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley Campaign of 1864, and Unlike Anything That Ever Floated, the Monitor and Virginia and the Battle of Hampton Roads. If you are an author or publisher interested in having your titles produced as audiobooks, or even just in learning more about the process, give me a shout. You can find my contact info on my website, MikeScottVoice.com. That's MikeScottVoice.com.
The 1863 civilians of Gettysburg were reluctant witnesses to the Great Battle. Join Ken Rich, the man in the red shirt, for his historic town walking tours. You could book these tours by emailing ken@gettysburgtownhistory.com. That's ken@gettysburgtownhistory.com. And when you're in town, look for the guy in the red shirt. And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit civilwartrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own.
You're listening to the Addressing Gettysburg podcast with Matt Callery.
Funky. I'm sorry that was so loud. I forgot to adjust the volume.
It's okay.
Yeah, let me do that now so I don't forget. Sorry, real quick. Just go in here and edit that. Edit sample, lower to 10 decibels. Okay, there we go.
Lower to...
All done. Well, let's see.
Anything my ears can
Is that still as loud?
You're back with Matt and Bethany on AG Today.
That's bearable. Okay, so we're back. Let me see here. First of all, let me just read something that Eric Houston said here. Where Bethany is from, the girls have more facial hair than the boys.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Yeah, that's what he says. Whoa, what the hell is going on with the video? Let's see. Oh, okay. Everything seems to be okay now. There was like a weird glitch. There was another comment I saw, but now I lost it because I had to refresh the page there. But anyway, yeah. So I thought that was pretty good. Okay, let me give you some listener emails here that I thought were very nice. Then I want to play a song that somebody wrote. It is AI, but it's not the Walk Tallers. I'll read you the email here. Hold on.
I don't trust anything anymore.
I know, but this is actually, and I knew as soon as I was putting this together, I was like, this is a boy who cried wolf thing. But I have the actual email here, and if he's watching, he can comment. If he's not, then he can call you later.
Is he Matt Calorie under a different name?
His name is Dan from the International Leather Club. See, look. Dan at International Leather Club. What's that?
No, we were just checking that we heard what we thought we heard.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. You can get assless chaps. No, it's not. It's for people who make things with leather. I had to look it up because I wasn't sure. Anyway, the first one, though, is from a guy named David Arnold. He says, hello, Matt, first-time responder, long-time listener here. Just wanted to drop you a line about how much I enjoy your show. It's really entertaining, and I've learned so much history I didn't realize. I have a son with a condition where I have to stay at home, or I have to be a stay-at-home dad, and addressing Gettysburg makes the hard days more enjoyable. That's David Arnold. Thank you, David. Very much. That is actually pretty touching, and I thank you for that. I went to school with a guy named Dave Arnold. And he was a bass player. And after high school, we were in a band together called Random Thought. And that was his name, not mine. And I might have found audio of Random Thought. Maybe I'll play it someday. It's a little better than Money and Cigarettes, I'll tell you that. All right, so Dan from the International Leather Club, he doesn't have a last name here, but he sent me something. It says, hi, Matt, I made you a song. He says, I do a lot of digital related work and in the background often have your videos playing. One of my favorite topics, Gettysburg. Today I was playing with some new audio tools and one thing led to another. Long story short, here's a song you might find fun. Great work on the podcast. I learned from it all the time. So let me get in and play the song for you if I can find it. Here it is. Now, okay, so I open this up and I'm like, I don't know this Dan. I don't know Dan from a hole in the ground. And I'm like, is this AI? Is Dan a musician? What up? So here's what we got. So far, AI or real?
I couldn't tell with Walk Tallers. Don't ask me.
Guess. Well, now you're more experienced with AI.
It sounds like a lot, so I'm going to say AI.
Yeah, I think AI.
Court?
It's good, though.
AI.
Court, you're in the back. You're saying AI. How about Debbie?
I'm going to be contrarian, say that one's real.
All right. Debbie's saying real. Is it Katie?
Yeah.
Wait, is that real or AI, what you just heard so far? AI. All right. And sir, Mr. Horton, what was your last name? Holt. Mr. Holt.
It just sounds so involved, I'd have to say AI.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's listen further.
Matt's out there on the battlefield, loud and true. Talking with the spirits and the guides he knew.
All right, now you got some vocals.
The vocals sound real.
All right, so real or AI?
See, I thought AI.
Okay, Cindy's with AI. What do you say?
I say real.
Court?
I say AI.
AI.
That's a really good mix.
Well, you know,
For someone
home studios are actually really good nowadays.
I think the music is AI, but I think the vocals are real.
I could see that.
Okay,
maybe.
all right, that can be done. How about you, Debbie?
I'm going to go with AI.
You're going with this. So you're back to, now you're at AI. Okay, so no longer real AI. Katie?
I'm standing with AI.
Mr. Holt too?
Yep.
AI. All right,
I
let's
think
keep
also
going.
you've ruined us.
I know. I've ruined myself. I can't even tell.
Echoes of the past, he pulls them in tight. History's alive under those starry lights. Matt from Gettysburg, calling out the past. Stories in the wind, they were meant to last. Talking with the guides, keeping truth alive. Matt from Gettysburg, where the echoes thrive. He's got questions sharp.
Go to Beth.
Slicing through the haze.
No.
Guys spinning yarns about those bloody days. Cannon still roar in his fiery words. Revolutions rise as his voice is heard. Matt from Gettysburg, calling out the past. Stories in the wind, they were meant to last.
So I will say, if that is if it's real
He's
for
very
the voice,
good.
That's a
he's
hit.
very good.
It is a hit, right?
I mean, the
a
music
hit.
is great too.
Is
I
that
still
country
think
or is that rock?
That's
it's
like
country rock.
That's like new country.
It's new country. Yeah, I'm not good. What do you say, Deb?
As in newer country.
Newer, yeah.
But it sounds more country rock though, because some of the newer country sounds
Rap.
ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not quite as
When you put country and rap together, they call it crap. All right. So I replied to him and I was like, this is freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Is this you or is this AI? So he said, yeah, it's mostly AI. Takes some prompts writing to get this thing sounding good, though it's creative and fun in its own way. Since it's AI, I don't believe it's copyrighted and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, obviously. Because I asked him if I could play it on the show. And I thanked him for it. He said, you're welcome. I've been going to Gettysburg since I was a little kid. I love seeing the educational community you are all building there. And you're an amazing part of it through the AG show. You've created something meaningful and are rocking it, as indicated by the song.
With the guides, keeping truth alive. Matt from Gettysburg,
Wait till you hear his guitar solo.
where the echoes thrive. Ghosts in the night, marching by his side. Guides try to pin down the history they can't hide. Through the fog and fury, Matt carves his lane. In the heart of Gettysburg, there's a burning flame. Matt from Gettysburg,
Yeah, like,
I like that.
calling out the past.
I don't know how to make AI do this.
No.
They were meant to last.
This is like a real song.
Whoever's singing sounds hot.
It's actually me.
No, it's not. That's pretty
I mean,
cool.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
like really good, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. I will say, like, what's going on over here with
I
Miss
know.
Bethany?
What was I doing?
It's just
I
your,
know
your
exactly.
reaction.
So wholesome.
So her Ezra is Bethany.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All I am picturing is at Gettysburg Rock how he was.
Oh, I should have put that video up.
dancing,
I,
and
you
the
know,
face and the excitement. It's
we'll have
he's
to
you.
next week. So we went to Gettysburg Rocks out at the Barn Resort 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks.
and Ezra was there, and this was the first time he'd ever heard a live band.
Yeah.
And he was sitting just mesmerized by the band, and he's sitting, with barely peeking over the table, and he's bopping and rocking and everything. And so I kind of like surreptitiously put my my phone on the table in front of him to get a video of it because it was really adorable.
It was cute.
And then so there was a part where it kind of was like a breakdown. I was like, no, when it's low, you got to get down. You got to get down. You got to get quiet. And then you got to wait for it to get loud. And then you get up again. And so he was like doing it and following. And tell me the story about when you were with his grandmother?
Yeah, we were with Sandy when we were away on our vacation. And we were listening to music and he was dancing. And then he said, Grammy, when it gets low, you go down like this. And then when it gets loud, you jump up again.
Yeah.
And I was like, those are the rules.
Yeah. He's very cute.
He took Matt, and it was so funny watching him because he took everything Matt said so seriously.
yes.
Oh, I know.
He
I was
like
surprised.
really looking at you like, okay, this is what you do.
Oh, this is what you do. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like,
So
it's
now-
time.
Yeah, when he's in college and he's going to concerts, he's going to be like, Matt said to do it like this.
He was cute.
That was adorable. All right. Well,
When you're dragging ass out of bed, the hair's mussed up on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with Little Brown Top Bro.
Little Ground Top is taking the world by storm, or should I say, taking the storm by the world.
I don't know about that one.
I don't either. So, Little Ground Top is still the number one coffee to come out of Gettysburg. 80% of the American people agree. 90% think that it's something. So
even Mark likes it.
Even Mark likes it. Is that true?
True.
Wow. And Mark doesn't like coffee. But
Mark?
we got him. No, just go along.
Oh.
And we got him along. He tried Little Ground Top, and he said, "I might have to change my position on coffee, all because
he does
of Little
the cold
Ground
brew
Top."
version.
He does the cold brew version. Very nice. Very
Oh, I
nice.
bet you that's good.
It is good. I've done it. Yeah, when we had the Francais press that we would use, and it would be sitting around, and it'd get warm, or like room temperature, I'd put it over ice, pour it in, pour some cream in there. Delicious.
Mark
Delicious.
for Christmas got one of those things. It actually makes the cold brew so that
Yes.
it doesn't get
Right.
watered down with the ice.
Right. Right.
So he really likes that, and I get to smell it every day.
Delicious,
Smells
and it really invigorates your home, doesn't it? It caused Ezra's nosebleed, but that's okay.
That's not true.
Well, you never know. Anyway, Little Ground Top is still available to pick up at Bantam Roasters, 82 Steinwar Avenue, right across from the Dobbin House. Hey, spring's coming. You're going to start coming to town again, ladies and gentlemen, and you know you're going to go to the Dobbin House because that's what people do. It's part of many people's traditions to go to the Dobbin House. Bantam's open till like 9 o'clock at night. So there's no reason that you shouldn't go from your delicious dinner at Dobbin right across the street. There's even a crosswalk for you. The town put that in so that you could go from Dobbin to Bantam and get your bag of Little Ground Top. And if you can't get to town to do it, don't worry. You can order it online at addressinggettysburg.com/cafe. And I believe you can even do it as a monthly subscription. So you can you don't have to worry about remembering to order when you're about to run out. You'll just automatically get it. So
you're going to have to tell me about that.
yes, well, monthly subscription is where you tell them when you want it, and you give them your credit card number, and they charge it and send it, and that's it there. But anyway, you're gonna love it. Once again, 82 Steinwar Avenue, Bantam Roasters, and addressinggettysburg.com/cafe.
Oh man,
Hey, real quick.
it's glitching.
Shout out from our friend Doc Foose over at Wellspan. We're playing right now in the hospital.
Oh, well, then we will watch what we're saying, but I hope you're all feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everybody out there that's sick or injured, we salute you.
I wonder, so like what playing in the hallway or at the nurse station or like back in an office somewhere?
We've got you guys playing over here at Urgent Care.
Urgent Care. I was just there.
Shout out to the Gettysburg Urgent Care.
Yeah. And, here, let me hold up my
Saving-
finger to the camera so Doc can see it. Here. He fixed it. Look at that.
That's
Saving
great.
my uncle's life time and time again.
Yeah.
Uncle Fester.
Not Uncle Fester. It's Uncle Steve. Oh, my uncle.
He wasn't calling him Uncle Fester. It's just like word association. You just said uncle, and he just blurts out Uncle Fester. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, but thank God for that urgent care, because they asked me if I wanted to do that test, and they prescribed that Tamiflu, and I'll tell you, I still had the symptoms, but if that was, like I said the other day, if that was less severe, hoofa, I don't want to know what it was like normally, because that was miserable.
Yeah, you sounded like poo.
I still sound like poo.
Oh my gosh.
Although sexier.
Can I tell the story of me calling?
Sexy poo. That goes on the board.
Yeah.
What?
The other day when
What did you do? When you called me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So I was calling every day on my way after dropping off Ezra from school to work. I call my sister Mallory. And I called via Siri. And I said, "Hey Siri, call Mallory."
Call Mallory.
And it did. And a man answered, and I was like, what just happened at my sister's house? Because my sister is not currently seeing anyone. And I was like, oh my God.
So
She's literally calling me right now.
You thought she had a gentleman call her over.
She's like, don't tell people this story, but I'm going to tell her anyway. So, I love you, Mallory. And so I was like, oh my God.
There was a pause.
Yeah, there was.
And
definitely a
I
pause.
looked down and it said Matt Calorie. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh my God.
So
and
what?
then I comprehended that you said hello, Beth. And a said random human in my sister's room would not go, hey, Beth.
Well, I mean, unless it said it on her caller ID.
I guess.
Right?
Oh my God, Mallory's on there right now. I'm sorry, Mallory.
Answer. Put it on speakerphone. Put it on speakerphone. Talk into the mic.
Mallory.
Put it.
You're on the air.
Yeah, well, come on. Get it together over there.
Put it up to the microphone, like right up to it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was telling this story about how I tried to call you, but accidentally got Matt.
I heard you blabbing away. Don't you worry. I heard the whole thing.
It was more of a mistake on my part than on yours.
Oh, it always is. So.
Okay, are you calling for a reason, or are you mad at me?
No, you called me, you ding dong.
Oh. I think because I said, hey, Siri, and it actually called her.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, God. You're like an old lady with that.
Oh, God. I really am.
You really don't know how technology works, do you?
I really don't. So, okay.
All right.
Hey, Mallory.
Wait, Matt's talking to you.
Mallory, is it true that the women in Clarion have more facial hair than the men?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you very much.
Especially me.
Oh wow, okay. And do you you listen to this show?
No,
you can say no.
You can say right. Just say no like everybody else.
I did once.
Okay, whatever. You listen a lot, because Bethany tells me that you're constantly sending her messages saying that was hilarious on the show when you said this. What's Matt really like in person? Things like that.
Oh.
She's like, no, that's never happened.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay, Mallory.
I'll start.
Who is it from your family that's always in the comments? Oh, it's your
Katie.
niece. Your niece. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Mallory's daughter.
Sorry, Mallory. I got you confused with your daughter.
That's okay. That happens.
All right. Well, all right. That's fine.
She often goes around and people think she's 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
With all the facial hair.
So.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mallory. We must move on with the show.
All right,
so
Mal,
we can
I love
eat.
you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye now. We'll see you later. Well, what else did I want to tell you before we go? We got that there. Oh, yeah. So March 29th is the trivia night. Tacos and trivia, back in the saddle. March 29th.
God dang it.
Oh, what? Anyway, if you got tickets for the last one that got snowed out, you should have received an email from the seminary saying you get first dibs. But we also have room for more. So if you want to join us for Tacos and Trivia, you missed your chance in February, and now is your chance to really do it. You're getting a second chance. It's a reprieve, ladies and gentlemen. So you go to the Seminary Ridge museum.com, go to their events tab, and you will find it March 29th. Go in there, get yourself some tickets. We're going to have a lot of fun. And of course, you're going to hear me incessantly talking about this over and over and over again, because we want to see you there. We have a lot of fun, and we want to see your smiling face there. And it's also BYOB. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to move on to the ladies, is good news. I just got word today that a very rudimentary version of the website for the Digital History Pioneers Foundation is up. And the website, the web address is dhpioneers.com. You can go there. And if you were part of the Zoom last night, you know what that's about. We're going to finance a lot of our video projects and other things that are all educational this year and beyond through this foundation. And of course, you get a tax write-off and all that jazz. And you can go over there if you wanted to donate now. You could do that through PayPal, or you can send a big, huge, fat check, like one of those big ones that they give away.
Right through the mail.
Right through the mail. The address is all there. That's dhpioneers.com. Check that out. And yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And some, if you work for a larger organization, sometimes your organizations will match your donations to nonprofits. So
there you go.
Check
Oh,
that
that's
out.
true. So there you go. And if you work for a large organization and they need to get rid of money, that's where they can throw it.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Crow is not the only thing they eat at a wild game dinner in rural Pennsylvania.
Adam, I can't. Adams County Electric was just go.
A
can't.
Cheeto shaped like a beloved Pokemon.
Do it again.
I can't. I was so unprepared
All the news that's
for
fit
what
to
she
print
said.
and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor,
gotta
Bethany
read
Yingling,
these
with current
out.
events and sidewalk conditions.
Crow is not the only thing they eat at a wild game dinner in rural Pennsylvania.
Adams County Electric Cooperative surveys its power system via helicopter, looking for damage caused by Matt.
A Cheeto shaped like the beloved Pokemon Charizard is auctioned.
We suck today.
Forget how to say
Solar power approved in Strabane. All this and to.
Well, let's talk about big bulls then.
Charizard.
Jesus.
Charizard.
Wow.
I clearly don't know anything about Pokemon.
That
First
was
of
what
all-
we call a bloodbath.
It was.
Like the
Read
guide
that
exam results.
Read that thing again.
Yep. Which one?
The first one.
Okay.
So that now I can comprehend it.
Crow is not the only thing that they eat at a wild game dinner in rural Pennsylvania.
I'm
Is it
sensing
in
a pun
Clarion?
there.
Is it in Clarion?
It's not, but I thought it might be, which is why I thought it was interesting, but it's
I'm
not.
from Clarion.
Believe it or not, it was in Pine Grove. Yeah.
What?
The mayor was there.
Well, I'll just tell it to you. So the buffet
Do we
line
have forks?
inside the fire hall in rural Pennsylvania was a familiar sight last weekend as a crowd of about 150 people heaped dinner onto their plates before sitting down to eat.
Do
Hear
we
a
have
little
forks?
live music and wait for the raffle. The menu
I usually take smaller
of
bites.
14 species, including stingray casserole, bear stew, raccoon andouille, and rabbit kielbasa.
Wow.
More people are dying in
there
horrible
was-
ways in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
There was also roasted gray squirrel, bobcat lo mein, wild boar ham, and coyote teriyaki on a stick.
Wow.
All right, you
And the
bitches up
mystery
for
meat
some
this
food?
year, as a boy in the crowd correctly guessed, was alligator.
I actually,
You bitches up for food?
I would actually love to try that.
I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the stingray.
Yeah, the stingray
Yeah.
casserole or
Yeah.
whatever.
I read it and I thought this is right up Matt's alley.
I love that shit.
I know you like trying new things.
You ever had rattlesnake?
I've yet to try. I've always wanted to have snake. I haven't had that.
It's good.
There's this place back in Jersey that my friend and I used to go get, and it's all exotic meats, not a a beef or a chicken to be found, right? And so we used to just get it's expensive, so we would get a small smattering, like a little sampler, and go back and cook it up. And one of the things they had were python fillets, but they were $90 a fillet.
Oh my God.
So we never got one.
Hell to the
But
no.
I've always wanted to try snake, rattle, python. I don't care. I just want to try it. Yeah.
Poor Bethany.
I'm not afraid to try most foods as long as they're dead. Right? If it, I don't care what it was in life. To me, it's all about what is it now. I just muted you, so you can talk all you want. Okay? No. Your sliders are down.
You're
tell
not
'cause you
allowed to
can't
do
hear
that
it.
to us.
What?
Nothing.
You are not allowed to mute us when we can't mute you when you talk through our news.
No, that's exactly what I can do.
Where's my pen?
I have no idea, sweetheart. What kind of pen was it?
It's one of those fancy ones.
Anyway. All right. So next news. The Adams Electric Cooperative surveys its power system via helicopter. What are they looking for? What do you think?
All they need to
Matthew?
do is roll rocks down on you.
What are they looking for? I think they're looking to, if they're doing it by helicopter, they're looking to make sure like all the high tension wires and stuff or lines or whatever are up to snuff. That's what I think. I think it's a snuff upping, flight.
You are correct. However, I was kind of interested in this because in Adams County, especially over the battlefield and things like that, you aren't allowed to fly.
Yes.
But apparently,
Well, under 2,000 feet, I believe.
well,
is
if
the
you're in a
law.
helicopter and you're looking at power lines,
Can they not go above 2,000 feet? Well, yeah,
Well,
but we
they
don't
can
have
go-
power lines on the battlefield.
in some areas we do.
High tension wires on the park?
On any kind of power line.
Oh, I thought it was just high tension.
No, it's any kind of power line. We'll be on the lookout for broken cross arms, damaged or floating wires, and other electrical issues such as burnt pole tops.
What are you
and
looking
tree
for?
interference.
Really bothering me.
What are you looking for?
My pen.
Here, take
Aerial
mine.
No, 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 no.
inspections can take
There's
several weeks to complete depending on the weather and other time schedules, and the crew will be flying an average of 6 to 8 hours a day when conditions are appropriate, and will attempt to avoid flying over congested areas or hovering near agricultural operations. So they'll be starting that this week and moving on through the month of March. So if you see a helicopter out there, that's probably what it's doing. It's not trying to read your thoughts.
Is that why they put that in the papers so
I'm
that
pretty
people?
sure.
We have a helicopter that flies over because we're near a military installation.
Yeah.
And so a couple times a week, 3 or 4 of them will fly overhead. And but also we get the what are they called? They got the jet engines on the back. Why am I not
drones?
No. The fighters,
Airplanes.
Come on now.
The Chinook.
Not the Chinook. It's an
F-35.
It's a plane. No, it's a plane.
C-47.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
AC-130.
Shut your face.
Jumbo jet.
It's a no.
What's the one with the T?
B-17.
Thunder
Fighter plane.
Somebody will. All right, whatever. Somebody will answer it for me there. But go ahead. What else you got?
The problem with this kind of thing, and I think you and I have talked about it before, especially when you showed that video that you and Chris Morano were about the guy
Warthog. That's it. Thank you, Eric.
doing the things.
Warthogs fly over, which those are really cool. And then what's the one?
Aerial.
What's the one with
where
the wing can it adjusts and then it turns into a helicopter? Can it go straight up? Harrier. Yeah.
That's the difference. Cool you need to zone in and focus when he's talking.
Yeah. Exactly. Focus on what I'm saying.
Focus on what you're saying.
Go ahead.
So they have. Remember the guy that did the stunts?
Yeah.
Well, you can.
And then the one that has
you can hear him all over the place, and especially during COVID.
Yes,
he was out there quite a bit, and everyone, like on the message boards, the local message boards,
thought the Japanese were bombing us.
It's a drone. They're keeping tabs on us. Da 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 da. And I was like,
well, see, if
I'm
people thought
pretty
that was
sure.
a drone, then that's what all the drones actually were. They were planes.
Just guys practicing stunts.
Practicing stunts. That's
But
it.
see, the sound it makes because of what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's not a normal like.
No, it's stuff you would hear in a battle.
Yeah, he sounds.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy.
Right.
So I really do think people were thinking it was a drone just because it was such an odd sound pattern. And now anytime there's anything in the air and anybody's doing anything that's outside of the norm, people think they're aliens reading their thoughts or something. I don't know. Anyway, your turn.
Fascinating.
Let's talk about Pokemon.
Charizard. Okay. A Cheeto shaped like the beloved Pokemon Charizard is auctioned for $87,840.
You guys,
what is wrong with people?
That's what I said.
No comprehension of how popular Pokemon is. It is insanity.
Charizard was the card to get back in the day.
But
and now
why?
they're worth
What
hundreds
is
of thousands.
What is so?
Because it looks like this.
Wow.
That looks like Major's poop this morning.
Well, you could have gotten 70.
Jesus, if I knew that,
87.
we should get her poop bronzed.
Yeah, so here's what it wrote. Presented is a 3-inch long Flamin' Hot Cheeto in the shape of Pokemon Charizard, affixed to a customized Pokemon card and encapsulated in a clear card storage box. That's what the auction description stated. It was initially discovered and preserved sometime between 2018 and 2022 by First and Goal Collectibles. The Cheeto surged in popularity on social media platforms in late 2024. There were 60 bids on a uniquely shaped snack. According to the listing, the winning bid was $72,000 plus a buyer's premium, which brought it to $87,840. Insane.
It's like when people find Jesus on their toast.
Yes.
Right? It's, you know, you remember those stories? Like, so, the Virgin Mary appeared on my toast. And then it's like, Jesus was on my potato chip.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like, this becomes this thing, and people come from far and wide to look at the face of Jesus on a piece of toast.
I don't know what Jesus looked like. I wasn't there.
Well, you should go and look at the potato chip that old lady Sanderson had.
Old lady Sanderson.
Yeah.
What's so amazing about Pokemon, so like when we go to the nerd conventions, especially the one that's in Indianapolis, there's a whole hall, like a whole convention hall that is just Pokemon tournaments and things like that. And you walk in and they're looking for people to play against, you know? And so you walk in, and I was just looking around because I don't play Pokemon. So I walk in, and they just swarm you because they're like trying to. It reminded me of when you watch the old movies where they're showing what it looked like on the Wall Street floor.
Oh.
Yeah,
and they're like,
yeah.
you know, yelling and with papers.
Buy,
and stuff.
sell, buy, sell.
It was exactly
sell, buy.
like that. They were trying to get you to sign up, and I'm like, dudes, I'm not playing. And you know,
Do you
like,
remember during, I don't know if it was during, well, if it started during COVID or just before, but everybody was really big into Pokemon Go for a while, and people were playing here on the battlefield.
It was a big deal.
I remember one time we were recording, I don't know which one it was, but it was one of the anniversary shows, and it was the July 3rd one. So we were set up. It was me, Tim Smith, Jim Hessler, I think Jesse Weedleton, and then Eric the producer, and then I think Cam was kind of there watching, and Jeff Caravello was there, and we're sitting there. I don't even think we started. I think we're getting ready to start, and all of a sudden, like all these cars, like 40 cars pull up and park anywhere they can on either side of the road, right? And all these happy dorks get out of the cars, and they're like running around holding their phone. No, these were dorks. I don't care what they prefer. They were dorks. And they're holding their phones up going like this, you know, and all this stuff. And then one guy's like, "If you are a super nerd, please show to the left side of the road." And like literally on a bullhorn, right? And if you're and then he's like barking orders over here. "You guys over there have to go over to the other thing," whatever he's saying, right? And so we're all sitting there. Like, first of all, it interrupted our recording, or we're about to get ready to start. And you know, there's 3 guides there, and they're all like, "You're not allowed to use a bullhorn on the battlefield." So
No.
Tim Smith went over, and he laid down the law.
Good for him.
Yeah, and they all scattered like roaches.
You know what we should do someday?
What?
Did you go to the convention last weekend?
No.
We were
I was
dying
sick.
last weekend.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Someday we're going to have to go to a convention. I want to see Cindy's face.
I would. You want to talk about going into a stinky room full of 8th graders? What does that place smell like?
Oh, my God.
Didn't you tell me at one of them they had signs that said, please try to shower at least every other day or something like
If
that?
you have not bathed in the last 48 hours, please do not stand in front of this air conditioner vent.
Oh, God. Oh, that's
I guess
what it
it's
was.
just like crazy because they not only were in Eisenhower filling that conference center, but then they filled All-Star, which is 42,000 square feet.
Yeah.
At All-Star alone.
And that was a convention for the same type of game that we were
that she was at
in Cincinnati. So there were two
Same thing.
conventions at the same time happening.
How do we tap into that, patrons? We got to have a Zoom about that.
Tell you how to tap.
No, I don't want to tap into that crowd. We have plenty of people like that in our field. How do we get them all together like that?
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And we'll have signs about showering.
I have ideas.
Yeah.
I have lots of ideas and a really good one for you.
Well, luckily we have a
really good
foundation
one.
dedicated to educational programs, and
A really
maybe
good
we
one.
can find. Okay, well, good.
I'll tell you about it at dinner.
Yeah.
Remind
Thank
me.
you. All right.
I'm gonna. Is it my turn?
It is
Yes,
your
it's
turn.
your turn.
Yep.
So third time is a charm for the Adams-Miller solar development. I only do these solar stories for Matthew.
If it's
In
third time
Strabane
is the
Township,
charm, that means that they got it.
supervisors approved conditional preliminary land development plans after postponing votes for the last 2 months. The plan is preliminary, however. So
Preliminary.
So the developer will be required to submit a final plan for township review. The approval also is conditional, so several issues identified by the township need to be addressed before the final plan goes before the board. One is what you brought up, Cindy, which was the sidewalk along Boyd School Road and some stormwater-related modifications. So the proposed Adams-Miller project will be built along the north side road of Boyd School Road, directly across from the Gettysburg Area High School, and some frontage on Old Harrisburg Road.
Thank God we moved away from there.
I know.
It
That's
was
that one
quite the
that-
fight too, between the two.
Uh-huh.
There's a guy out there that already has the solar panels,
Uh-huh.
and I guess he was there trying to say it's not that bad.
It's not that bad if you're earning all the money.
And the guy who's against it was like, I took pictures of your property and you have all of this erosion.
Yeah,
and the
so
other
that's-
guy was like, I don't have erosion. It's called grass in the winter.
No.
It's
So he's full of
dormant.
shit. So they did when these solar panels were new. I want to say it was Quinnipiac, but it was a college up in Connecticut, I believe, that did a study to see what happens. And they had, I don't remember what it was, like an acre or two of open land on the campus. And so they put a bunch of them up. They didn't even connect them to anything. They just put them up to see what the effect was on the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And they found that the ground, it kills all the grass because they don't get sunlight. And then what little part is exposed gets runoff from the rain, so that gets all churned up and the grass can't stay growing there because it gets ripped up from the rain coming off the panels. So it basically becomes a desert underneath there. And so this erosion thing is a real thing. It absolutely happens. And the grass dies too. It's not winter. It's give it a couple of years. That's all pretty new still. Give it a couple of years. It'll be gone.
Yeah, it's one of those things that Strabane Township is trying really hard to
Destroy itself.
what they're calling like reinvigorate itself. And
By destroying it.
So it is kind of one of those things where their growth is almost outstripping what they have
I'm
to offer.
curious, like, how much of that then goes back to the township?
I
Like,
don't
how
know.
much of that money? Because realistically,
taxes, I
they're
guess, right?
leasing land, but how much more is it than what they were getting before? So what's the benefit except to the landowner? That's what I'm curious about.
The benefit to the landowner is that...
except for that.
Oh, yeah.
Like for the township, for example.
But if you went through the process, like,
Land
what's her-
Conservancy.
Yeah, the Land
Sarah.
Conservancy,
Mhm.
Sarah. that she outlined when she was on the show.
Yeah.
I would feel like there would be some, like the benefits would outweigh.
I think they're making more money.
Yeah, they're getting
of
cash money off the
cash money.
And at the end of the day, they'll be able to sell that property.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, while they're on it, they're leasing it. It's making money for them. And when they're ready to go, they'll sell it for probably big bucks to the electric company or whoever the hell's got it. And they'll make out like bandits. That's it. They don't care about keeping this place pretty.
Which is why the townships need to. And that's why I am curious to know what the benefit to the township is.
Wonder if we reached out to the Strabane Township people, if they'd be willing to come on the show to talk about it.
I would love to hear what their excuse is. I would love it.
Let's try it.
They would never come on.
Try it.
Because
I'm looking at Cindy.
We'll try.
Try.
Yeah.
See if you can do it.
Don't look at me. You know me. I'm not.
You might have to conduct the interview,
political.
though. Okay. I would be irate because they ruined it with what's it called, Amblebrook. They ruined it with the solar farms. I think it is. Well, whoever has it ruined wherever they are with.
It's right near there, just across 15.
Like the thing that was so great about this area was it was surrounded by beautiful farmland, and it was not overcrowded. And it's becoming New Jersey.
About the animals.
And the funny thing is, everybody here hates New Jersey, yet they're welcoming it, and they don't even know it. They're turning themselves into New Jersey. And that's what bugs me. Because I tried to get the hell away from there because I thought you people had a better place down here.
Well, you live in quite an out of the way.
Yeah. And then what are they going to do? Build neighborhoods out there too? We're going to have to move again in a couple of years.
The best part about where you live is that every time recently that I've gone there, it is nighttime.
Right.
Oh, you haven't been there during the day yet.
Right.
Did you
I've been
there
say
many times
that's
during
the benefit?
No, I said one of the crazy things. It's been nighttime.
Yeah.
So
that's because it's been perpetual nighttime for the last 4 months.
Suddenly we're in Alaska instead of Pennsylvania.
It's called winter.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
and
it?
it's just when you try to get to your house in the dark, it's kind of scary.
Nah.
Just because of how windy it is.
For you it is because you're not.
Yeah, I feel like the first couple times it probably was for me too.
Yeah, and you're going downhill at a high rate of speed with a turn at the end. It was a lot. It was more than I was prepared for. Go ahead, Cindy.
Okay. Florida Man Games return for round 2 as teams vie to be the world's worst superhero.
Oh my God, I would be so good at this. Go ahead.
Of the Florida Man Games are back for round 2. As they gather from around the state to prove that they have what it takes to join the ranks of the world's worst superhero, poking fun at the state's reputation for bizarre stories. Last year's teams competed in Florida-themed events like the evading arrest obstacle course and the beer belly sumo wrestling.
Yeah.
New events added this year include hurricane party prep, grocery aisle brawl, grocery aisle brawl, and human beer pong. So that's your story from out of Elkton, Florida. It's funny. Right there.
Oh my God. Dearest Lord.
What, the pen?
Her pen.
Yeah. Where was it?
It was like literally laying in front of her face.
No, it wasn't laying. It was like...
You had it stuck in the hole? Oh my God.
Because I was playing with it. Okay. Go ahead.
This isn't not a local. There was very little local news this week.
Good, because it's usually depressing.
It was all horrific.
It was horrific. So,
really?
So I decided not to pull it.
Avoiding.
Like
a lot of sex offenders and a lot of
we don't
horrible
want to hear
stuff.
that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled a national one that I need sad music for.
Sad music. Okay, give me the start, and I'll see what kind of which one fits.
Okay. For those of you who are like me, who enjoy a good Stitch and Bitch session, fabric and crafter retailer Joann Fabrics,
oh, I heard,
which has been a destination for generations of quilters, knitters, and lovers of crafts, for more than 80 years, is going out of business
Oh.
and
Very
shuttering
sad.
all
stores
of its stores.
Oh, no.
They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in January, the second time in a year.
It's getting to be
It cited
goddamn
sluggish
ridiculous.
consumer demand and inventory shortages. At the time, it vowed it would keep all of its stores open, but earlier this month, Joann said it planned to close 500 stores, or more than half of its nationwide footprint. The company said on Sunday that after a recent auction, financial services company, together with Joann's term lenders, were selected as the winning bidder to acquire substantially all of Joann's assets and would be winding down the company's operations and conduct going out of business sales at all store locations.
Bethany, that's not funny.
So if you are a person, a crafter
sewer,
like me,
quilter.
I mean, if you're going to find a plus side to any of these kinds of things, I mean, you're going to get
There's
some
a
stuff from
sale.
cheap. But if you, I mean, it is sad because that one's been around forever, and more and more and more places that sell crafts or craft supplies, if you go into them, they can't sustain themselves on just craft supplies. So you're finding they're selling other
Soda,
stuff and
M&Ms.
like housewares and stuff like that.
Housewares.
And so
I know, but people don't go there for stuff like that. I almost feel like they needed to scale back and be a fabric store.
Yes.
Because there isn't a fabric store anywhere, and now nowhere.
Yeah, now there is nowhere. But
So-
like I recently went to Hobby Lobby,
Mhm.
and inside, like they used to have big sections for certain crafts. Like I do needlepoint stuff.
Sure.
Shrunk all the way down, replaced with housewares.
You mean like the deck? See, but that's what Hobby Lobby is known for. That's like you mean like the signs and all the decorative?
Yes, but they expanded that and really, really shrunk their actual crafts. And so it seems to me like we're
This
running
is
out
an
of...
interesting conversation, so I'm not really sure why you're
Oh, it is?
blasting the
Yeah.
music.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was an interesting
So,
one.
but we've gotten to the point now where, like, if you do modeling, like, building models or
Building model
painting,
cars, yeah.
painting.
I think Michael's has a lot of that.
That's
stuff.
you?
Painting.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael's has a lot of that. And that's what I mean is like,
There's no AC Moore anymore.
I know, but I always thought that Michael's was better than AC Moore as far as their variety of things. Probably pricing
for
too.
you.
But the fabric, I mean, where do you get it?
You have to go online.
I know.
But then buying fabric is such
It's
that you have
different.
to feel
You
it.
have to feel, you have to see in person. Stop it.
How about needle and thread on the Fairfield Road?
Yeah, we're going to have to go to local supply places.
Have you been there?
I have.
Have you? How was it like?
It used to be one of the only places you could get authentic fabrics for Civil War reproductions.
Oh, interesting. And tell me, I saw their website one time, but where is it exactly?
I'm waiting for him to look at the monitor.
Do you?
Well, I'm familiar with
Everybody
the
else
Fairfield
is
Road,
finding
you
this
know.
conversation
It's
interesting.
by the
riveting.
that holistic center. You know that
No.
that place?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they do like yoga and
He's not putting you on the camera.
I know
he's just putting himself.
He's not
Yeah.
doing the number one. No, forget it. It's over. Don't go back. Okay, it's over.
But I do think it's sad. There's
It
a
is
lot of
sad.
retailers, Big Lots going out of business, like a lot of big...
Did you hear that?
What?
Big Lots is going out
Oh, we
of
better go
business?
get our new sofa.
Gotta go get a new sofa.
Guess what I did over
It's going to be super
yesterday?
cheap now.
What did you do?
I bought a new dishwasher.
Wow.
My
Now, this is
first
just a
major
hypothesis.
appliance purchase. I'm now an adult.
Wow.
That's your
yeah.
first major appliance
Yeah.
purchase? Well, I think you were an adult when you bought a house.
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
the first sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I got?
What?
I got a real red wagon.
Shut up.
I did. Actually, I do need to get one for firewood.
That's right.
Okay, what's next?
Well, I just have one that's not from inside the country. It's actually from Colombia. A Colombian man or Colombian police catch a man smuggling packets of cocaine under his toupee.
I got it.
Under his toupee.
Yeah.
Do people still wear toupees?
A 40-year-old man in Colombia does.
40. Oh, man.
They apprehended a 40-year-old man attempting to smuggle
Put him in the cell
several
with a long
bags.
hose on him. Put him in the cell with a long hose on him.
They say several bags of cocaine. However, it was 220 grams packaged in small bags, strategically placed under what authorities described as a narco wig. Police
Kinda got out of
estimate
hand.
the street value of the drugs at approximately 10,000 euros in European markets. So I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody can help us out. Yeah, fun. They had a picture, but I didn't take it.
Of the
to share
toupee?
it. Yes.
Was
With
it him going like this?
No, it was the police going like
Oh,
that.
God.
And it had the packets all up
I
the
love
top
that.
of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Funny.
Okay, I wish I had seen that one.
Well, let's talk about big balls then.
I don't have any news. I have
Just events.
one event.
One event. Go
Big
ahead.
balls. It's Women's History Month.
Big balls.
Did you know that?
Yes.
The World War II American Experience has an exciting day planned to celebrate the inspirational and unprecedented contributions of women during World War II. So they're going to have an entire day this weekend of different things, starting at 10 through when they close at 5. They're going to have free coffee and cookie samples. At 10, they'll have a Red Cross Clubmobile service or donut dollies with Carolyn Ivanoff.
Oh,
She's
yes.
gonna be doing
We
this
know
weekend.
Carolyn.
Aaron Miller, author of Final Flight, will be on hand. Amy Welsh and Tinsy LeBray from Destination Gettysburg are going to be doing a presentation. The Gettysburg chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And distinguished guest speakers, Miss Colleen Donnelly, professor of staff member, U.S. Senate, professional staff member, U.S. Senate, and Miss Robin Julian, director of aviation from Vermont State University. So that'll be this weekend if you want to go out from 10 to 5.
And that's going to be where?
At the
World
World War II Museum.
We have a preview of one of the talks given. Here it is.
Oh my God, they're taking this stuff. Oh, it's so unnatural, and this is going to look horrible, and this is bad, and how can they do that? That looks slippery, and this looks bad, and that's a bad Keller, and oh my God.
Keller.
Keller.
It's a bad Keller.
Yeah, that's from the Pittsburgh area, right?
Yeah.
Keller?
Yeah.
Keller.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I just hate you, and I hate your ass face.
Okay. Go ahead.
Buchanan Valley Volunteer Fire Department is having wine bingo. I'm saying this because it is very popular. So Saturday, March 15th, doors open at 4 o'clock. Bingo starts at 6. $25 for a pack of 20 regular games, plus the special game. Also included dinner and desserts, BYOB, pre-purchase tickets online, BuchananValleyFD.org, and it's BUCHANAN, valleyfd.org. And the wines are going to be from local PA wineries. So Adams County Winery, Brookmere, I forgot that name, and Reed's. They'll all be there as well.
All right. Sounds like a lot of fun.
And And I'm going to do myself a favor and say that we are having a free kids Easter egg hunt and touch a truck event at the Barn Resort on Saturday, April 12th from 10 a.m. to noon.
This is a big deal.
It is a big
I'm
deal.
excited about
You
it.
got to bring Ezra to the touch a truck?
We put it on the calendar.
There you go. There you go. What truck is he most interested in touching?
Oh my God, fire trucks.
Fire trucks.
But he won't go anywhere near it. But he wants to.
But he wants to.
He wants to.
There's nothing like, I don't know if it's the wax, I don't know what it is, but there's something about the smell of a fire truck. You know what I'm talking about? Have you experienced this?
I've been in a fire truck.
No, you don't need to be in it. Anybody in the back, you know what I'm talking about? You ever go into a firehouse and it's just got that smell? I think it's the wax they use to wax the fire truck. Huh?
I think she said could be.
It's the hose. Mr. Holt said it's the hose.
It's the hose.
It's the hose.
Well, that's
oh,
interesting.
because of what it's made of?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that, Mr. Holt?
Rubber and synthetic fibers
Yes.
Rubber and synthetic fibers fused together make the hose and that wonderful smell that I love ever since I was a child. And I went into a firehouse down at Ocean Beach, New Jersey. My grandfather and I would go for a walk. He'd go to get the paper. He'd take me with him. Stop at the firehouse along the way. The fireman would let me sit up in the truck. And I'd be like, what is that smell? It smells wonderful. And they'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about, kid.
Great story,
Good
Matt.
story, yeah.
Ever since then, though.
I do think one of the things that makes this exciting for you guys is I'm excited to see the Barn Resort reaching out with more children's events. I think that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Guess what's coming?
Oh,
no,
you're Santa Claus in May.
No.
Oh.
Bingo and Bluey breakfast.
Okay, Bingo and Bluey breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. I'll send it to you when it gets posted.
So they're going to have a Bingo and Bluey.
They're going to be there.
Why would you do this to me?
Because you love Bluey. We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Don't
and
we?
She did it
love
for you.
Bluey. And I said, you gotta.
Yep.
You gotta bring Bluey here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It is
Ezra's
pretty
gonna
cool.
plots.
He's going to plot.
I don't know what he's going to do.
But in all seriousness, they're doing a very great job of
I'm
pulling in
excited.
some kids' events. And this one is going to be very large, but it's super exciting. And we're all thrilled about it. So lots
Yay.
going on. There's going to be voting on the coolest truck, and all the proceeds are going to go to, how did I just forget what it is? It's the rescue mission, the Adams County Rescue Mission.
Last year, I forget where, but there was a touch of truck, and we brought Mike Lentz to it. I have some rare audio of him sitting on the fire engine. He really enjoyed it.
Well, Mike Lentz, you should
happiest girl in the whole USA.
Did he know he was being recorded when he did that?
That was in the middle of an interview with him about himself. I said he was talking about how he was a DJ on a country station, and he's like, and you play music, and I'm like what kind of music? And he was like, like I'm the happiest girl, that whole thing there.
The happiest girl in the whole USA.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's
Mike is one of my favorite humans.
He's one of mine as well. He's one of a kind. You don't meet a Mike Lentz every day.
No, and genuinely kind.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Which you can't say that
to his own
fault.
detriment sometimes.
Yes,
I think. Yes.
to a fault.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for him. Be meaner, Mike.
Yeah. All right. What else? Anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it, Bethany. That's it.
That's it, because there's literally nothing going on.
All right. Well, that's great to hear. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the patrons again for last night. We had a great time, and it made me feel good. I came home in a good mood. I was expecting it to go badly, and it went wellly. So I was very pleased with that. Thank you very much. And don't forget trivia. You'll be hearing more about it as we go on. You'll also be hearing more about the Digital History Pioneers, and we're going to bug you until we have the money we need for our events this year. And what's the other thing there? That's it. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful week.
Merry little Christmas.
A merry little Christmas. Court, thank you very much. Good job in the back there. Mr. Holt, Katie, it was nice to meet you guys. Debbie, thank you. Cindy, Bethany,
yes.
Reza, thank you all.
Today's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin McLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Cowlery, Bethany Yingling, Debbie Jones, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We'll need a couple thousand patrons to be able to put people up in hotels. Speaking of patrons, maybe you'd like to become one. You'll find plenty of perks over there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. So go to patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
Ha 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 ha!
I'm trying. Yeah, you forgot. No. I'm not. Here we go again.
That's right. I can't do my work.
Avril his men elegantly.
This concludes our broadcast day.